Hey everyone, Steve here from theturtlefollower.com with another stock market outlook video. Looks like these weeks just keep flying by. All of a sudden, another week's gone, and we're almost into March, which is kind of crazy. So, here we go. We're just chugging along. Pretty soon we're going to be saying the first quarter's done for the year, and before you know it, hopefully spring will come. And because I'm here in Jersey, and this weather is absolutely a killer lately. It's extremely cold. We're supposed to actually get it warm up this week. I think we're supposed to get into like the 30s. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting some spring weather in here. But as far as the markets go, one concern that I have, we've talked about it in the past, that we are breaking out, and that's great. But we need to at some point to see some type of support levels start to establish. And I don't know if that's maybe what's happening right now or not, but what I would like to see, this is looking at the S&P 500 futures, what I would like to see is a pullback and a test of one of these levels, whether it's this 2087 or even this 2058. Now I know it sounds crazy that I'm bullish and I'm looking for a pullback, but let's not forget what happened last time. Okay, we ran so far so fast, we never put in any type of support, and ultimately that led us to a series of higher, lower highs, higher lows, period of consolidation. All right, and I think now that we're finally breaking out to these new highs, I think it's very important for us to go ahead and establish that support area. Okay, and you can see here this 50-day is still all the way down here at 2052. So if this market pulled back, even say 2071, 2070, it would probably intersect with the 50-day and provide a good point to move forward, because again, we want to establish some kind of support levels, because as of right now we're not. I mean, we have this 4-day pattern right here, right at the breakout level, but that's it. That's all we have. All right, so right now that's all we can use. So I'm afraid what happens if this level goes, this 2080 goes, then the floodgates open and maybe this is a false breakout. Now I don't think that's actually what's going to happen. All right, that's just something I'm concerned about. The other thing you can see here is the last 3 days volume has increased to the downside. Again, not necessarily a good sign, but all in all, what really happened this week? Well, we went sideways again, right? You can see here these 5 days. This is this week. All right, so we opened the week. You can even look at it on the weekly chart. That would make more sense. All right, here's the week. Opened the week at 2107 and we closed the week at 2104. All right, so very little happened in the S&P. Again, I think maybe that this rally just needs to see a little bit of a correction, that we come back in and maybe establish, instead of looking at two little boxes, maybe we can go ahead and establish something more along the lines of this. And I think that would be ideal if we can come in, hit down here at 2080, let that 50-day give it a little bit more time to catch up, and then move higher. So moving forward on the S&P, at least, I think we need to see some type of consolidation to digest these gains and allow us to go ahead and actually move forward in a reasonable manner. What's going on here? All right, NASDAQ. All right, similar situation. Look at how far away from the 50-day we are. 50 days at 42.50. We're at 44.46. All right, so almost a 200-point move back to the 50-day moving average. Again, this one, we haven't seen the volume come into the downside like we have on the S&P, but look at the weekly chart. All right, look at where we're getting to. Look at where we've reversed from in the past, and we're starting to get into that area. Okay, we're starting to get into that 4,500, where it looks like we're going to hit the top of this channel. So again, very similar. I think we need a period of consolidation. Even better would be a box, something more along the lines of this, where we can come back in, test this 43 or even this 43.40 area. All right, test these breakouts and make sure that they hold, because the fact is we want to be sure that we're building on some kind of solid base that we're moving forward. And we did do that. All right, we did do that before we broke out. We had this nice solid base here. We had this descending triangle where we had lower highs and pretty much even along the support area, even, you know, level right here at 4,100, say. Finally broke out. Now I think it's a time that we're going to have to come back and test one of these levels. And we have a lot of support in here, don't get me wrong. So this is one of the reasons I don't think the market ends up coming back lower and breaking down, because now we have all these support levels. All right, we have this 43.38, 43.15, 42.86, and then we also have the 50-day. So I think NASDAQ wise, excuse me, I think we're in a good spot. Again, I would just like to see some pause, some kind of serious consolidation after this breakout and a break higher. Because you guys know, if you follow me on the premium side, that I never take a breakout on a weekly breakout. I always like to see the daily follow-up and a follow-up breakout. All right, and then the Dow. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with Thinkorswim this morning, but for some reason it won't let me actually type the ticker symbol out. For the Dow, you could see that we are just kind of going sideways. All right, we've done it here, we've done it here, and again, very similar to the S&P. That maybe, you know what, maybe this is the new box, and we can consolidate within there, which I think would be a great sign for us to actually move forward. Because again, look at the weekly chart. If we draw it as a channel, okay, we're kind of coming up to those areas. All right, we're kind of coming up to this upper part of this channel that maybe, you know what, maybe we're going to see some more resistance. I think the easy money has been made. All right, that's the fact. I think the easy money has been made off these lows. There are a lot of short covering, whatever had to happen to get us to where we are now. But I think the easy money has been made. The risk is kind of a little bit more to the downside, in my opinion, now. All right, I think we could very easily see a pullback or a slight correction. I just, you know, again, not that we can't continue higher, but from a technical standpoint, if we continue higher, I think it's kind of built on a lot more air than solid action, you know, and price levels. And the last one, the Russell hadn't made a lower high, or I'm sorry, a lower close, and I think it was 12 days last time I looked. Okay, you could see that right through here. It just continued and continued and continued, and finally Friday it made that lower close. So again, you know, when I say maybe are we running on fumes here, I just feel like, you know what, the market, there's not a lot of people coming in to buy. A lot of people may be looking more to sell. I personally sold a lot of the stuff in my momentum account, still holding my longer term stuff that I would normally hold. You know, nothing wrong with that. But as far as my momentum account, where I, you know, basically trade off momentum, I've sold a majority of my positions, and I'm pretty much mostly in cash right now. So, you know, it's just something I'm concerned about. Something, again, here, I think the Russell could very easily come back into this 1200 area. I don't see why not. We had a nice run from 1190 to 1240, and again, Friday may be the first sign that, you know what, momentum's starting to kind of come off. All right, maybe it's starting to diminish a bit, and we're gonna maybe get a little bit of a pullback. So that's what I'm looking at for this week. Again, I feel risk is to the downside. I think you know, it's much easier for the markets right now to pull back than continue higher. But hey, I've been wrong in the past, and you know, again, this is not a prediction-based business. You're not going to make money off predictions. You're going to make it off price action. That's exactly what we do in the premium membership, and that's exactly what I do in my personal accounts. All right, the more you try and predict things that happen, the less successful you're going to be. So this is just things I'm looking at. Whether they come true or not, it's a different story. But it's just nice to have those in the back of your mind of, all right, well, you know what, maybe this is kind of what we're talking about. Maybe this is what we're thinking is going to happen. And if it happens, it happens. If not, so be it. But the fact is, right now, prices are still high. All right, they can continue higher, no doubt about it. My personal feeling is we need to see some type of consolidation in these areas above these breakouts to digest this move that we've had and set us up for a continued move higher. We broke out of a nice base. Personally, I think the lows for the year are in. That's a bold prediction, but hey, you know what? We'll see what happens. But I think we haven't based like this in a long time in either of the markets. And we finally broke out of those, a couple weeks ago. So I do think that that is a good point that the market is going to go ahead and rally from. I just need to see, or I would like to see, a market that moves sideways, gets closer to these trend lines, allows this 50-day moving average to catch up, and then breaks out higher again. So that's what I'm looking for. That's your stock market outlook video for this week. Members, head on over to the weekend update. We're going to look at a couple positions, look at the trades we made this week, and set up a new watch list for next week. So I hope you guys join us. If you're not a member, you can definitely head on over to the membership sign-up page. Check out our free 7-day pass. Check out our performance, all the testimonials. Check everything out. And hopefully we'll see you in there too. Have a great rest of the weekend, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.